Perfect. Okay, so if you are just joining us, welcome to the New Life event. I'm Shauna Siegel. I'm the crazy woman that you're hearing, CEO of One Choice for Your Store, host of Ecom Experts Webmaster Radio, which y'all better join me tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern. We're doing live site reviews, which is always so much fun, and I love education. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it, and I love doing this, the New Life event. Special thank you to all of our speakers. They are wonderful. Love, love, love them. And a special thank you to all of you. You guys truly, honestly, make everything so wonderful. I mean, you guys make this weekend worth it. You make it worth all the hours, and you're wonderful. So thank you so much. So please help us spread the word about the New Life event, because it is wonderful. We're giving out prizes. Don't forget our grand prizes. I've got a couple of big prizes tonight that are going to be like awesome. JLM, Jeff, I hope I got your name right. I will get it right soon, has donated this linear PCM voice recorder, which is so cool, because if you can't create your own unique content, record yourself talking into it like you're talking to your best friend, and then bam, you've got your unique content. And then we've got Michelle Chance, who donated this really great waterproof iPod Shuffle with matching waterproof headphones, and you can use that to download all the audio files. Yeah, so we got all that coming up and a whole lot more. So, but you're a winner just by being here. You're getting lots of education, and I want you to visit twitter-winner.com so you guys remember, so you know how to share the word, and you can get into our Twitter chat room. It's so much fun, and we're having a really great time. And here's our upcoming schedule. I do have to warn you, our lovely Honesty has been feeling a little ill, so if she starts talking real fast, you'll know why. Plus, she just had her baby. How old is he now?
Oh, he will be 8 months old this week. I cannot believe that.
Oh.
Well, think about it this way. Your wedding anniversary is his birthday.
Oh, gosh, that's right.
You were busy enjoying your day, and I was busy enjoying mine.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, you spent your 4th of July. Oh, we both lost our independence that day.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, girl, I'm going to let you take it over. I think all you've got to do is just click slideshow and view slideshow, and you're ready to go.
Okay, and I'm actually not going to do it in a slideshow view today, because I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between several things. Okay. Shauna, did you get the email that I sent earlier?
I don't know. I haven't had a second to check, but
okay, real quickly, with my slideshow, I did.
Oh, yes, you did.
Okay, good, because there are a whole bunch of resources to help whoever is on this this webinar to build backlinks.
Oh.
So I've gone ahead and given a list of all the different things that we're discussing today, and that way if somebody wants to do it themselves, they can.
Perfect, and I'll put that in the free goodies area, which I'm going to build up tomorrow. So that's where it's going to be tomorrow, and I will email you and let you know it's there when it's done. Okay, guys? All right, I'm going to mute myself and let you take over, and I love you, girl. Bye.
All right, bye. Well, everyone, I'm Honesty, as Shauna introduced, and like she said, I am not feeling really well, so if I start rushing through and say, excuse me, that's why. But today we're going to talk about linking strategies and backlinking, and ultimately why it is very important for your website to have quality backlinks coming in. What are backlinks? This is a very basic question that some people really don't have a true understanding of what it is. A backlink are all the links to your site from other websites. Now, I got to thinking about that earlier today, and I should really change that statement, because you can have internal backlinks, and those can be just as important as the links coming into your site from outside sources, from blogs, directories, or anywhere else on the internet. The links within your site are just as important as those backlinks coming in. So as we're discussing things today, I want you to also remember that the linking strategy applies to how you interlink within your own site. There are some SEO individuals who actually believe or go on the theory that your links within your site are more valuable than those coming from out of your site. I don't go with that theory, but I do place a lot of importance on the links within your site. Why are backlinks important? Biggest reason, they tell search engines that your content and website are important for the niches that they're connected to. And what that means, when I am looking at a quilting site and there is a link to Shauna's One Choice for Quilting, and I follow that, I followed it because it was relevant to where I was at. Google is reading that same page and sees that backlink within that relevant content on quilting to Shauna's site, then Google does the same thing I do, and they say, oh, well, this link is relevant to quilting. Oh, I kind of went back and forth between these two slides. And I'm going to go to slide 4 before we go to slide 3. Proper backlinking, and I'm rushing through some of this because we're going to spend a great deal of amount of time going through the different linking strategies. So if you have a question on the importance or the basics of backlinking, definitely start asking those now, because I'm going to try to bypass some of the basics fairly quickly. All right, proper backlinking. A lot of times you'll see a site that goes out and gets a backlink where it just is simply the http:// whatever your site is .com. And you see that within an article or a press release or anywhere else online. And they think, wow, I've got this backlink. Well, you haven't told Google what that link is really relevant for. All you've done is gotten a backlink. What we would prefer that you do is you take this code right here, you take your URL, you place it within the brackets, and right here, that term, that would be the most important thing that you can tell Google when you're getting that backlink. If I was doing Shauna's site, HTTP, Shauna, I'm sorry, I'm doing this from memory, and so it could be wrong, but I want a quilting backlink. Now, I will tell you that any Microsoft product is going to automatically correct this to remove the quotes. You'll have to put it back in. So we're going to do quilt scraps. So what I've done, when I place a backlink with this code in it, I have now told Google that this link is relevant for that term. And I hope that makes sense. If there's any questions, feel free to ask and Shauna will interrupt. When you're building backlinks and you're writing articles or leaving comments, you really want to put anchor text in, and that's what this is called. You're anchoring your URL with this text. All right. Blog comments for backlinks. And we'll go into this more in the link strategies, but how to do it is very simple. When you're filling out a blog comment, you put where your name goes, that's where you would put quilt scraps. And then you would put your URL in the website field. That's how you link that blog comment to the key term and not your name. The do follow links on a website tell Google to follow that link to your site. No follow links say don't follow it to your site. What you would like to do when building backlinks is primarily have do follow links because they provide the greatest value of link juice, thus helping you rank in Google for those terms. Avoid link exchanges. You're going to see this all over the place on my stuff. Do not do link exchanges. Google is very clear on that. They do not approve of them. Don't do them. All you're doing is you're running a Google scam and they know it. No link exchanges. The other thing right now is do not buy links. You will see, for instance, JCPenney just got in a lot of trouble for buying a lot of links. If you do a quick Google search for JCPenney buying links, and Overstock.com actually just got in trouble for it as well. All right, we're going to go about analyzing your competitors. The reason I'm going to go through this with your competitors because everything you do for your competitors, you can do for you. Most of you want to know how to rank better for yourself. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to look at, for instance, Egyptian cotton sheets. And I put a little picture right there. I have no rhyme or reason for choosing this other than I was at the RV boat show yesterday here in Omaha, and there was a booth with Egyptian cotton sheets for really cheap. So this is what's in my head. So we're going to go to Google and we're going to search for Egyptian cotton sheets. Now, if I had a website that was competing for this term, or I wanted to rank for Egyptian cotton sheets, I want to see who is. And the #1 position is Lexer Linens. And I want to know, why is Lexer Linens in the #1 position? What are they doing that I can do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Lexer Linens and we're going to go to Backlink Watch and Raven Tools. So on Raven Tools, I've already run it, and I can see over 6,000 backlinks coming from, I want to say it's 1,300 different sources. Now this is a paid tool, and this is not something that everyone's going to have available. But for instance, you can see like YourSEOtools.com, search keyword right here. They have a backlink coming in anchored with LexerLinens.com. You know, Egyptian cotton sheets, we see that they have a link coming from there. And let's go up just a smidge. They have image links as well. So when we see an image here, you know, and these are no follow. So this is one that has a no follow link. Now we're going to go over to Backlink Watch. And I've got this in the tools list. And this is something you should do for yourself as well as your competitors. When you go to this page, you're going to get a lovely little pop-up. Just click X out of it. And you tell it to check backlinks. So we've put Lexer Linens in, and we see that this is pulling 732 backlinks. This is the pop-up. Close this thing. That's it. And we can see that on this particular list, Angel Snowflake, they're going straight to the URL. But Egyptian cotton linens at the Aqua channel, blog.diggity.com, casual home furnishings, which they have a lot of. Here's where we see the image, coupons, the find. So they've got the link coming in from the find through what appears to be their logo. We can also go down and say, okay, this is on Mom's Focus Online Holiday Gift Guide, and there's an image that's tagged with their URL and one of their terms. I'm not sure what the alt tag is, but that's going to look. And we've got more here. See, my blog. And it looks like they're doing a lot of blog commenting or they're getting reviews. This is, again, shopping flavor. If I had an Egyptian cotton website, sheet website, this is where I would want to start going and getting backlinks. Okay. All right, now we're going to go over to the linking strategies, which kind of covers what we're going through here. So we see where our competitors are. The Black Fedora blog, Two Classy Chicks. You know, we see that there is this trend in these backlinks, so we can tell what our competitor is doing for their linking strategy. Better Betting blog, Associated Programs. And based upon this, we can pretty safely assume that they're going for blog posts and blog comments. So what do you have to do? Well, in order for you to get valuable backlinks back, and we're going to cover value in just a second. All right. We're going to look at all the ways for you to compete with their backlinks. #1 is social. You've got your Twitters, your Facebooks, your LinkedIns, your MySpace, your form profiles and posts. Niche related. If you have a baby site and you're selling baby booties, the perfect location for you to start building a community and developing those niche-related social backlinks are on those baby-related forums, the baby centers, all of, I think the Knot's got a pregnancy one, things like that. crocheting websites, anything that has to do with knitted baby booties. You start developing not only that sense of community, but you get this signature link. That when you are interacting on that website with the users, you get to place this backlink to your site. Google sees form profile signatures and posts as very authoritative and relative to the niche that they're in. They're very popular posts. Google sees that content as constantly being fresh and new and gives weight to those links within forums. Just don't go out and spam things. Bookmarking sites. This is a big one. There are so many bookmarking sites, and we go through that here. There is this link that I've put in here, the social book marketing site list. Sorry. Now, this is going to give you a lot more than what I did in that one little post. I want to say they do 685 here. I could be wrong. I am wrong. 934. These are bookmarking sites. Not everybody uses them. Some of them only have a few things. But your Dig, your StumbleUpons, your Squeedo, your Delicious, these are sites that when you develop the backlinks on, you're not only finding targeted traffic to your sites, but you're also building authoritative backlinks. Blogs. Having your own blog on your domain or outside of your domain builds relative backlinks. It's important, especially if you are in an industry where you can be seen as an expert. If you have cooking supplies and you have a specialty in making, I don't know, vanilla bean cheesecake out of a special ancient recipe, and you can write on this, and you can how to pick the vanilla bean. You can start to distinguish yourself through your blog as an expert in a specific niche, developing more backlinks in, because others will pick up your content and link to it. Also, guest posting on other blogs. Go out and do a search. It's very simple in Google. Let's look at cheesecake. Cheesecake, recipes. Google right here has blogs. These are blog posts that are relevant to cheesecake recipes. Go read the blogs and then write to them and ask them if you can be a guest poster on their blog. Write an article, submit it to them. Ask them if they'd be willing to post an article from you with a backlink to your site. A lot of blog owners welcome guest posts. It's a great way to get that additional backlink. Blog commenting, same thing. Go through. These are relevant blogs to your niche. If you are making a cheesecake, read the blog posts that others are writing and make a comment. And again, remember, when you're doing it, just link to it correctly. And if you can't attach the username to your link, then just put your website link in. It's still a backlink. Don't leave that website URL box empty. Get the backlink. Just make sure it's a relevant comment. Directories. I cannot stress enough how important it is to be listed in DMOZ, but I also cannot stress enough how difficult it can be to get listed in DMOZ. I have heard stories from some that it has taken them 2 years to get listed, and as soon as they were listed, they jumped four pages in search engine ranking. Their PR went from a 1 to a 7. It's very important. It's one of the free directories that has a lot of authoritative value to it. On the same spreadsheet that Shauna is going to be posting, I have a list of 40 directories. Not all of them are free. The Yahoo directory is actually one that is very good to be on. And it's almost similar in what it can provide ranking-wise that DMOZ gives you from that one link, the difference is it's $299 a year. And you have to pay that $299 to even submit your URL. And it doesn't guarantee you inclusion. So only if you're really, truly willing to lose $300, don't apply to it. It's just that simple. But there are plenty of free directories out there. And yes, there are a lot of paid ones. But hit the free ones. And I can actually, and I'll add more free ones to this list. I just did the Alexa ranking ones here. So I'll add more there. Articles. Article marketing is a huge, huge way to build very authoritative backlinks to your site. I have seen numerous times e-sign articles, the article for a client outranking the actual client page, whether that's one spot or 4 spots above them. Google loves e-sign articles as well as a few other article sites. It's worth it. Know your business. When you pick your niche, you pick it because you know it. Take that expertise that you have and share it because it builds quality backlinks. Now, when doing article marketing, it's very, and you know what, let me put this in here. When you're doing article marketing, you have to do it in your resource box. That's where you put your link in. Don't ever put your link in your article in the actual article text. With e-sign articles, you'll set up a resource box. And when you do this, you can change it with each article or you can have a saved one in e-sign. But make sure that you're doing something about, you know, best vanilla, if I can spell, vanilla bean cheesecake this side of New York. You know, 15 years, chef of blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, put your tag in. And that's where you're going to do the vanilla bean cheesecake. Now, again, hopefully you'll spell it correctly. All right. And this is how, when you're doing the article marketing, you have to make sure that in your resource box is actually your link. Don't do that inside of, here, let's do we'll do this one. Again, this is the resource box that shows up right there. And if you see, the link is actually there for the term that we want. Discount police gear and discount police equipment is found in several stores. Now, it's a very simple resource box. You can do it any way that you please. Just when you're doing article marketing, it's one way to make sure that you get the link in exactly how you want it, and it goes in the resource box. I cannot stress that enough. If you put it within the article, you will find that your article will not be approved. There are a couple of different methods or theories on how best to do article marketing. One of those is that you take one article and you put it on 1 to 5 sites or a few sites and no more. There's a second method where somebody takes an article and places it on a multitude of sites. It's really your preference. If you're only going to be writing 1 or 2 articles, then be very careful on how you choose to submit it. It would be better for you to submit it to one of the top article directories and leave it there and just do it one time. We've got them listed here by page rank. The e-sign articles, the Go articles, you know, these are the sites, and as you go through this, you can see the different PR ranks of them. And there are certain niche article sites as well. So based upon your niche, go through this list and find the article directories that work best for your niche and submit your article to the ones that make sense. And if you're only going to write 1 article, then go all out and put it on e-sign articles. It has so much link juice that it's not even funny. And it's free. they have a premium membership. You don't need to sign up for it, but you do need to be patient. It can take up to 7 days for an article to be approved. All right. Second page of linking strategies. RSS feed submissions. A lot of people stop right there and go, RSS feed? I don't have a blog. I don't have an RSS feed. You can take an HTML page and have an RSS feed made from it and submit that content out. It's incredibly simple. Additional resources right here. I've put in here RSS feed creation sites. So these are sites that you can go to. FeedAge is perhaps my favorite. You go there, you put your URL in, and it creates an RSS feed and gives you that URL back. You take that URL, and here are 2 rows of submission sites. And you submit your RSS feed. Google null. A null is a bit of knowledge. The Google null, the Squeedo lens, and I'm going to go to the next page, a hub page, a Zimbio, user-generated content, all of these fall within that same category. I don't know if anyone out there, is anyone out there using Google nulls or Squeedo lenses at this time? Shauna?
I'm checking on the questions right now. Anybody out there that's doing that? If you can let me know in the chat room as well.
Shauna, we have Julie says she does, and Kat Simpson says Squeedo.
Oh,
okay. Can I share one of their links?
You share whatever you want, girl. You've got them captivated, and they like it. Oh, well, sorry.
Now, if one of them don't mind sharing their Squeedo lens, can you send that over to me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you can send, if anybody has a Squeedo they want to share and tell people about and all this other stuff, please do so. Because a lot of people don't even know what it is.
How do I turn off my screen so I can pull up a Squeedo lens that I can have permission to show?
I get it.
We have one coming in.
Okay.
Hit pause on your screen.
Am I paused?
Do something in your screen. Go to a page or something. Yeah, you're paused.
I'm flipping between pages.
Okay.
I am. Okay. What is that Squeedo lens?
Oh, we've got Mama's Pajamas.
So it's squeedo.com, Mama's Pajamas?
Yes.
Okay. Mama's in pajamas. Cat, that's cute.
Oh, we can't see it yet. Okay, there it is.
I did not. I just like the name, Mama's in Pajamas.
I know, because I'm so a mama in pajamas.
Sadly, so am I, and it's what time?
It's 5:30, and I'm still in my jammies. And then we have new live event jammies, and I'm so getting some. Okay, I'm going back on pause.
Okay. All right. A Squeedo, I'm going to go through the Squeedo. It's basically the same with the null as well, and I can go through that. But I will tell you that's an entirely different webinar to show you how to build these effectively. But Squeedo is fairly simple. You sign up for a free account, and you go in, and this is super cute, Kat, and you build this Squeedo lens. Basically, it's little buttons. You check mark and say, what do you want to add? Whether it's something from Amazon, whether it's text, it's content, it's RSS feeds, and you build out this authoritative mini site or user content generated site based upon specific niches. Now, what I don't recommend you do is build this out and shove it full of backlinks to your site, because you're not the only relevant website for a particular niche. But what you do is you provide something like Mamas in Pajamas, and you talk about pajamas, and you add additional bits and pieces to where people can go in here and say, oh, pajamas. And let's do a Squeedo lens search. we're going to search Squidoo for wedding cakes. Now, this is from this is one I was just looking at the other day, too. This is a Super Squidoo. And if you see, Super Mario wedding cakes. It's very niche specific. It's not just wedding cakes. She took this particular niche and she really drew it out. Why? Because when somebody is searching for Super Mario wedding cakes or Super Mario themed cakes, this Squidoo lens will come up. It is seen as authoritative. And I've got all my stuff turned off. This particular page has an Alexa rank of 185. Okay. Now, it's got 11 Facebook likes, 9 like on the lens, has an RSS feed, and as we go through here, we've got a link here to a hub page. We've got a link here to birthday parties for kids, and another one for birthday parties for kids. My guess is that Janet21, this is her web page. My guess is if I click here, I'm going to be taken to another user-generated content page on Hub page that links to the Squidoo and to her birthday parties for kids. So she is not only building relevancy with Super Mario cakes between her user-generated content, but also to her site, building up authoritative links. And we'll discuss this in a second, because your linking strategy is not just about linking to yourself, but the work that you do outside.
I'm sorry, honestly, can I point out something that's extremely important? That I think a lot of people, when they first dive into this, they completely forget, and I know that you've heard this quite a bit, but if you look, she doesn't say, if you're planning on making a Super Mario themed wedding, you need to buy this for me, 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 this for me. You know what I'm saying? It's saying that this is all the stuff you're going to need, and giving information.
Now, instead what she does, and I love how she built this Squidoo, she's got these images in here, and she gives credit to the person who she got it from. This is from somebody's Flickr feed. It's a beautiful cake. Wonderful. She has developed somebody else's backlink for them because she's using it. You've got the voting, Super Mario wedding cake toppers. That's hysterical. All I have is the little song in my head now. But then, you know, she's building out all these little bits and pieces with Super Mario. My whole point in when you're building out a little Squidoo like this, it's not about selling them on your product. It's about talking about the niche. And this niche is Super Mario wedding cakes, or it's Super Mario cakes for the most part. Those are the terms that I can tell she's really going after. But most importantly, she is not, and also I'd like to point out too on your Squidoo lens, I believe Kat was talking about the eBay a second ago. Talk about not only promoting your website, but Squidoo, you will also be able to promote your eBay listings as well. So you've got relevant content that you will link to your website proper, to other websites, to other user-generated content sites that you've developed, like a hub page. And if you're selling on eBay, put your eBay listings in as well. Okay. Now, to get into this linking strategy, when you build these backlinks to your site, I'm going to have to draw a map, I think, on this one. When you build a backlink to your site, and you're doing this, and you're building all these user-generated content links, Google doesn't necessarily find them just because you've created them, as I think any good online retailer will tell you, and as you should know. But just because a link is out there doesn't mean it's valuable. When you're doing it on the hub pages and on Squidoo, you will be found a lot quicker, but you also have to build relevancy for that page in order for that backlink to carry any weight to your site. The more authoritative a site is that has that backlink to you, the more valuable that backlink is. When you build these pages, you have to set them apart as authoritative. So in your linking strategy, you need to build links to your user-generated content, to your blog posts, to the blog posts where you put comments on. Because the more relevant and the more authoritative the pages that carries the backlink to your site, the more important that backlink is to you, and the more link juice you will get from it. Shauna, did I say that in such a way as everyone understands it?
I think so. I really do, because it really helps to see this, and it really helps because we talked about niches today, and it's really important that this person isn't all about cake toppers or wedding cakes. They found a niche. They made themselves an expert on that niche. And I remember very long ago, I wish I remember who said it, but they said, become an expert on something and make it that. If you want to become an expert on red-headed hamsters, there are going to be people out there who are wanting to learn about red-headed hamsters, and focus on that. But don't talk about red-headed hamsters and wedding cakes.
Yeah, well, that's kind of gross. But, hey, it would make a good cake.
but you know what I mean. You're not all over the place. You know, you're focusing and you're finding that niche, and then you're connecting with people. You're linking with other people who love red-headed hamsters, and you're getting involved. And it's all part of this. It's all part of building it, and it all brings it around full circle. And I hope people see that.
Well, and part of what you're saying too with this niche thing. You know, obviously Janet's got a couple of websites, the birthday party for kids, and I have no idea who this woman is, by the way, so hi Janet, and thank you for letting us use you today. But for instance, you see she's taken her birthday party or parties for kids website and brought it down to so many different levels. I mean, she's got, these are all her Squidoo lenses. I mean, she's got 129 of them. And we're going to go over here to this one. 50 kids birthday party themes. And it's all about birthday party themes. But again, she's not just sending them. I mean, she's got links to her other Squidoo lenses here for different themes. She's taking you through everything. And these are to Wilton. I mean, these aren't products that she's necessarily selling. These are purely backlinks. Now she's got some affiliate links in here. And we look at her hubs, the same thing. She's taken it down to each piece is a little tiny chunk of a larger piece. And she's cross-linking, building relevancy for her backlinks, so those backlinks are seen as more authoritative to her site. All right. Google Null, it's the exact same thing. If you are doing any sort of a wedding thing, Google now has Google Weddings. It's basically taking the Google Sites or Knowles and creating a wedding site out of a template. But it's just a template. It's a Google website. Google Knowles and Google Sites are another great way for user-generated content. It's very simple to put it together. They take all their products and they say, hey, you can do the whole thing through here. Google's and everything. Answer sites. This is very important. It's easy to do if you do it correctly. Don't go in and answer questions and say, hey, you should buy this. If they're not asking you anything about purchasing something, don't ask them to purchase something. You're going to get marked as spam and you'll get banned. But if they're asking a question about, you know, how do I do this, then answer the question. If it's relevant to your niche, you don't always have to place a link. What you do is you build yourself in that answer site as an authority. And as you place links inside or in answers and questions that it's relevant for, what you're doing is you're building the authority in that backlink as as more meaningful than somebody who just went in and spammed them. I will tell you that I see Yahoo Answers come up and answers.com more than anything else. The answers.com, I see that one as more do follow backlinks into sites for SEO value. Yahoo Answers really helps with sending targeted traffic, and a lot of targeted traffic if the question is a good one. Also, Yahoo Answers does get indexed very highly for the questions that are asked. I see all the time when I'm doing a search a question that was asked 3 years ago. So one good answer with a backlink can feed you traffic for a long time, and it's an authoritative backlink. That is important. All right, moving over to, again, build free blogs, hub pages, and Zimbio. This one's interesting. We're going to cover that in just a second. Let's go build free blogs for just a second. WordPress, Blogger, Tumblr, wherever that you want to, whichever platform you prefer, build a free blog. But do it so it's not spammy. It has to be relevant. You know, again, with the same idea with the hub pages and the Sweeter lenses, niche it down and talk and write like it's you really writing, not buy this, buy that. Give ideas, ask questions, because your goal is to interact with the community. It's not just for the backlink. And remember, don't stuff it full of your links, because then you're just spamming these forums. Go in and make it a real blog. It doesn't have to be this superb, wonderful thing. You know, there's theories of, let's see, WordPress even has a platform, what is it? P2, I think, is the theme. And it's basically a Twitter type of theme. It's nothing but posts that are 140 characters. And it's run like that. You can build a little WordPress blog for free on WordPress.com and install the P2 theme. Just look it up in the theme section and have, you know, something silly like Super Mario and 130 characters or less. And talk about Super Mario. It's backlinks coming in that are relevant and niche specific, and take it down to little chunks and not the giant piece. All right, this is one that's, I don't think a lot of people are aware of Zimbio. Oh, Robert Pattinson. Zimbio is very user interactive here. You can build quality links for several things. You have to really kind of go in and see where your niche fits in here. This is Oscar night, so of course the entire front page is Oscar. But I'm scrolling up. You register, log in, become a member, write an article, submit your blog. If you have a blog that's relevant here, submit it. It's completely worth it. Write an article. They're always looking for new writers. This is a site where, again, that guest blogging or guest writing builds authoritative, relevant backlinks. Use it. It's completely worth it. And something I didn't put it on here, but I actually have it in the other part. I'm going to write it right here. Video. I can't stress this one enough. Video, video, video. Make yourself make videos. Everyone has the ability to use Microsoft's free Movie Maker. If you don't have it on your computer already, search for it. It's more than likely already there. If it's not, go online and download it. It's free. Literally, you drag and drop pictures into it. You can drop in vocals where you just record yourself with your microphone, or music into it. Push one little button, and one little button takes it and automatically builds this movie with fade-ins, fade-outs, everything that you need. And you're done. And you can use this to showcase a product, talk about a product, or take pictures of yourself building or making that vanilla bean cake. You don't have to always use just video. Take pictures of the step-by-step process and then talk about it. talk about building this. And when you upload it, the number one thing that I can recommend inside of Facebook, or I'm sorry, we're going to do that in a second, YouTube, is put the link to your page in the description. And when I say to your page, I don't mean your home site, your home page. I mean the deep URL, because you can't just always link to your home page. Get those deep URLs in there. And so if you're doing vanilla bean cheesecake recipe and you have that on your site, or you're using a specific product from your store to make this, then link to that specific product in your YouTube description or what other video channel you're using. And I've got that right here. YouTube, Vidler, and Vimeo are the top 3 I recommend. But then here's 4 other links of lists of free video sharing sites. Okay, Facebook. I'm going to show you guys something else. I'm going to pause my screen. Shauna, are there any questions while I pull this one up? Because I feel like I'm going in 100 different directions to try to squeeze all of this in.
Girl, you're covering so much that we've got like a ton of questions, but I want you to keep on going, because I also know, because it's the way that we work, that all of these questions we will help get answered. And even if it's not tonight, we can cover more information and then have people write to us and answer the questions and take the care of all of that. So I want you just to keep on going, and we will cover those questions. You know what we can even do is a follow-up webinar, Honesty, where we go back and just answer all the questions, and that way we can get in more content.
I can dive into each of these a little bit more later.
Yeah. So,
okay.
And they're saying unbelievable content, so please keep on going,
Okay.
Okay.
Facebook, another way, we all hear about building backlinks through social media, Twitter, Facebook. People typically think that with Facebook, you're building your backlink through a wall post or status message. Yeah, you are, but that's not the only place to build relevant links. I know I'm not the only one. We all get onto Facebook, and what do? We go look at pictures. I love looking at pictures, and I know all of my friends do the same thing, and my daughters do too, and we're happy saying that we're Facebook stalkers of each other. I love looking at pictures. So when you create your Facebook fan page and you're putting pictures in, are you remembering to put the link to the actual product as the description? People are in here looking. They're Facebook stalking you. That's what you want them to do. You want somebody to come in, see something, look on it. Well, gee, that's wonderful, but how do I get to their site? Oh, I've got to stop, go back to the info page, and find that product. No. Put the link in the photo. Boom, link is there, and as it loads, voila. They literally go from your Facebook page to your product page. Again, that social backlink is very important, not just for the SEO value, but for the actual shopping value. For the end consumer to be able to look at your products in the social medium and then easily go find it without having to search through your entire inventory for it. Okay. And I think at this point that pretty much covers everything. Again, I'm giving this to Shauna. I have a list of tools here, the ones that I recommend the most. This Backlink Watch, Raven, but again, it's not a free tool. The Raven's not. Open Site Explorer is a really neat site. And what you can do here, it's a link popularity checker. Let's do that. Oops. What was it? Luxor? Or let's do One Choice. And page authority, 57 out of 100. Oh, we don't have time to get into all that.
I understand what you're saying. Okay, so here's the deal. I need your comments. We have 10 minutes left. Do you want me to beg Honesty to give us like 8 minutes of really great, 8 minutes more of great content, or do you want to take a break? Do you want me to answer questions?
Why don't I go over this more in a webinar later, because 8 minutes isn't going to cover it.
8 minutes isn't going to cover it. Okay, they want me to cover some questions. I'm getting questions first. Tell me some more, guys. Tell me what you want. See, this is the part of what we're talking about all weekend, right? You ask your customers what they want, and then you give it to them. See, this is part of it. We're not saying that. Okay, so remember, this is what I want you to do as well. All right, this is what we want you to do, so that's great. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into some questions, because we are getting some great stuff. And you know, the one thing that we are talking about here, I want to make sure that you know, and I want to put this into a perspective for you, okay? There are many fads as far as dieting are out there. You can do the Atkins diet, you can do the South Beach diet, you can go join Jenny, you can go get surgery, you can do Jenny Craig. I mean, you know, there's so many different weight loss programs out there. But when you get down to how do you truly and honestly lose weight? Well, you got to move around more, and you got to eat less, and you got to eat healthier. I mean, that's the bare bone basics, okay? There's so many of you right now that are going, oh my God, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this.
No.
And I want you to understand, what you're looking at right now is, okay, I've done the bare bone basics, I've lost 20, 30, 40 pounds, now I'm starting to see some flab, and I want to tone up. This is not... What you're seeing is like, okay, now it's the next step. It's not, you're not going to go through and get on Hub and get on Facebook and get on Twitter and start building backlinks, and you're going to have to do it all tomorrow because that's what you have to do. That would be like...
you hire one choice to do it.
Oh, that's true too. Or it would be like you saying, I'm going to run a marathon, and then you try to go run 26 miles tomorrow. If you're not ready for that, you either need to, A, hire someone to go run 26 miles, and then you can put your name on it and go, yeah, I did that. Or you can say, I'm going to run a half a mile today, a half a mile tomorrow, because I have learned all the tools that I need to in order to do the run. So for those of you that are feeling very overwhelmed, please, please, please keep that in mind. This is all part of the exercise. This is all part of building it. There's no magic button that's going to happen. You still have to do your bare basics. Your relevance. Your relevancy has to be in the links. The relevancy has to be in the content. It has to be unique content. You have to put in this time. You know, it's like you've got to put in that, but you got to do it honestly. It's got to be pure. It's got to be there. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, all right, sorry, I just had to go on that tangent. So that way they know. A lot of times people walk away from this new live event honesty where they're like pulling out their hair going, I don't know where to start.
The number one thing to start, if you really want to do something to start building your backlinks, if you don't have a blog, put a blog in.
So important.
And that's, I mean, that's the number one. If somebody came to me right now and all they had was just a store, nothing else, no Twitter, no Facebook, no blog, nothing, and they asked, what's the very first thing that I should do to make my site better in the SEO world? To start and they had relevant, unique content and good content on every page, I would say put a blog in first.
But notice you said, right, but notice you said if you already have that unique content, because that's the basis. You know, you've already started, if we're going back to dieting, you already started eating healthier. You've already started eating a little bit less. You've already started exercising a little bit. Now it's time to take it up a notch.
And I do need to make one other statement, because yes, I see this all the time. There is a difference, a huge difference, between traffic and conversions. You can SEO your site to your number one on every term that you can imagine. But if your site is not...
If your baby's ugly.
Yeah. If it's ugly, you're not making a sale. And there's nothing I can do to help you, and there's nothing a $10,000 a month SEO expert can do to help you. You need a design. You need a website that has been built for conversion. something that people will actually enjoy spending time on, navigating, and shopping from.
And
if your bounce rate is high, sometimes you look at your baby and you think, oh, so cute. And I will be the first one to tell you, I love my new baby. He is so cute, but he has his chubby, ugly days. You have to look at your site the same way. Hey, we all do. I do too.
I love you. I love you. This is why I fell in love with you the first night I met you. You know that, in New York at Search Engine Strategies.
Well, it is what it is. And if your bounce rate is atrocious, it's not because of where you're getting your traffic from. It's because your baby is ugly.
You know, what's really interesting, I think Kat put it in a very simple and easy to understand term. The bounce rate is like a like or unlike button. Either I like you or I don't like you. And if a bunch of people are saying I don't like you, you got a problem. And you can still have 10 times more people come to your site, but that just means 10 times more people are going to not like you.
Right. Well, and then I will tell you the numbers 2 reason why I see high bounce rates and no conversions. You don't have enough product, or you don't have the product your consumers want.
Mm-hmm.
And that's different, completely different areas, but I see that frequently as well. When your site is pretty, but people aren't buying, your bounce rate's not atrocious. They're walking around, they're looking down your shelves, but they're not buying, then you're not offering them what they want. So you either don't have enough product, you don't have the best price, you have not created a uniqueness to who you are to create that demand on why they should buy from you.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And like Hugo said, they'll leave if they don't feel safe. There was this whole entire study about, oh God, we're going to have Mom on for that, about people being safe and leaving. Mm-hmm. It was phenomenal about people reacting. One of the things. You
can't look like the old Mom AOL site.
No, and you can't have like a really dark and dreary site too. Mother, you need to hop on here real quick and tell it.
It's the psychological persuasive part of selling, and basically what it is if you think back to prehistoric days, the reason we do why we have always done the way that we've developed ourselves as a people is fight or flight. And what that means is that in prehistoric days, if something scared somebody, or if somebody went into the dark and there was something scary there, they might get eaten. Or so what they did is they learned that if something was scary, they run. And so that's why you see this still in this neurology of economics. That's why you see things where people will go and look at a site, and if it's not familiar to them, they will run. And it really will create that kind of feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, I don't want to be here, I'm going to run. And I'm sure that you walked into a brick and mortar store, and all of a sudden these women will spray you with perfume, or they will jump on you, and what do? You run because you're scared, you're uncomfortable. So it's the same thing on sites.
Great example. I tried to go into Sephora the other day, and it's like they kept attacking me. Every corner I went to, they were like, did you know we have this new product? Did you know we have this new product to help you with your eyes? Oh, have you heard about this new product? And it was like, get me out of here. They're bugging me. I just want to come to Sephora and look at makeup.
So what made you... What made you want to get out of there? It's because your brain is telling you, leave. I'm not happy. Leave. And so that's the same thing that's going on when people are looking at sites. If it's a black site and they might think that it's porno, so what do? They click out real quick. If it's uncomfortable for them, we talked about being colorblind, and they're not comfortable, bang, they're going to get out real quick. So that's one of the first things that I do when somebody calls me and they say, I want to do a site. The very first thing I do is I go in as a shopper and see if I'm uncomfortable. And if I tell you, oh my gosh, I backed up away from the computer, it's because your site is uncomfortable to me, and sorry.
What, that one customer, what did you do?
I yelled. I went, ooh, ah!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
physically backed away.
Yeah. We actually have to get started with our next one. I'm so very sorry. Honestly, I need to bring you back. We need to talk about this more. We need to do more webinars and get more education out there. But I do want to say thank you, and thank you once again.
If you want to send me the questions,
Shauna?
Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah.
If you want to send me the questions, I can go ahead and answer them and send those over to you.
That would be lovely. We'll make sure that you have that. What were you going to say, Mom?
Shauna?
Yeah.
About the blogs, can we announce that too?
Yes. Go ahead, Mother.
Well, Honesty made the comment about the blogs, and this is the first thing that you need to do. So we have blogs on our site that we will match your site to match you will do a blog to match your e-commerce site. So if you've got a Yahoo store and you want us to do that, we normally charge $500, but we're going to do it for $250 because it is so important. And if anybody orders a package from us, we will definitely include that in with their package. So that's important. We need to do it. It's no different than the click to enlarge. However, it does take us a lot of time to do this, so we have to charge something. But let's do that, Shauna.
Absolutely. And for those of you that can't afford to do that right now, if you look in the chat room, I can't remember who did it, but they went during one of our breaks last night, went and found my video of how to set up a blog to the Yahoo store and did it within a couple of minutes, and it was done. So if you don't have the money today to do it yourself, get it going, get your conversions, get your sales up, and then come on over. I'll help you get it all matchy and make it look pretty. Honesty, thank you again.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, now you all know why I just love her. Talk to you later. All right, so